Previously on
Several times
Newbie.
a day, like addicted to it, like addicted to picking it up and doing things. And I'm gonna take a hiatus from social media in general because I think it truly could just be some sort of poison that's poisoning my brain.
Well,
Oh, hey,
hey
Pookie Bear.
Pookie.
I didn't see you
I
there.
know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for the alpha to come out.
Okay, so last week I posted a video on TikTok and how that kind of exposed how there's nothing for me on the internet that's really gonna help propel my goals forward and improve my life in any way for the most part. So I just thought I was gonna stay off social media for a week, and I failed like a fiend, like a social media fiend. I couldn't believe it. And it was literally within 72 hours I was back on it, and it started slowly. I was like coping and I was kind of making excuses for myself. I was like, okay, well, this is research for my next video, and oh, this is just me looking on Reddit for if I should film this in 30 frames per second versus 24 and what the differences are, and I'm looking at how to make thumbnails, and that's different, so this is actually matters. And literally it all just culminated into me hopping back on social media in time to see the Jake Paul versus Tyson news, and me hopping on there and watching that, and I couldn't believe the nonsense that arose from that. That's something completely else. I couldn't believe it.
Mike does not look good right now.
I can't watch. I literally can't watch this. He's getting worked. He's 60.
But I was like, oh my goodness, we really set out a 60-year-old man out here to fight this 20-year-old, this mid-20-year-old. And the thing is, I was all bored. I was on board. I said, okay, Tyson's gonna win, and I was an idiot. I was a fool for thinking somebody that old, even though he was cold in his prime, that he would be able to come up and actually box for real, for real. So, you know what? That's on me. I'll take that L, and I'll take that L for staying off social media because I can't believe I went back so quickly. And it kind of made me think, like, how often am I on social media? And it's truly like, I wake up in the morning, I scroll through Instagram real quick, and I look at my snaps, and I check my YouTube comments and analytics. I gotta stay off that analytics app, but I do all that stuff before I even step out of bed. And it's like, oh my goodness. And then while brushing my teeth, a lot of the times I'm like, okay, let me have a video on this side. And when I make breakfast, I'm like, okay, I need to watch something. And when I eat, I definitely need a video to watch. 100% I need something to watch if I'm gonna eat a meal with nothing but my thoughts. There's no way I'm doing that. So it's like, I just use it day in and day out more than I even realize. And somebody's got to put a stop to it. Like, it's just wild. It's a sickness. It really is. And it was really easy for me throughout the week to stay off of it. That's why I say 72 hours, because I was able to just go to work, go work out, eat, cook, sleep, repeat. I played a couple Zelda games and a couple Mario Kart races. Once again, y'all can't see me in Mario Kart, but I did a little bit of that just to, on my spare downtime, and it was going well until the weekend hit. And if you know me, and you've seen some of my videos, I don't have a life. That's kind of the whole point of why I'm making the channel. Like, a whole lot of my relationships and hobbies and things aren't where I need them to be. So outside of making these videos and outside of work, it's just like, what do I do? Like, I literally do nothing. I need help. But that's a video for another day, because it kind of just illuminated how much I lean on social media just as my end all be all for my day. And it's kind of sad. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not saying all social media and being on it all the time is bad. Like, if it's your downtime and you're done with work and stuff, and it's like, okay, you want to scroll through a couple TikTok videos, or you want to watch a couple of YouTube videos, like, be my guest. Like, that's fine. And I guess I'm talking to myself in this, but the fact that I'm so dependent on it 24/7 as my main source of dopamine or happiness or whatever it is that I'm looking for, it's just like, man, oh man, I gotta do better. I really do. Literally within 72 hours back on it. Huh. And then once again, it's not like anybody's sitting here forcing me to stay on it. Like, nobody's holding a gun to my head and forcing me, or holding my eyes open like one of those torture chambers where they strap them to the chair and they're like torching them, and like they have the screens all around the room forcing you to watch. Or that Black Mirror episode. I love Black Mirror so much. I feel like I mentioned it 1,000 times. But that episode where it's like he couldn't go to sleep until he was forced to open his eyes and like look at the advertisements. Don't get me started on ads.
New from Wraith Babes, the hottest girls in the nastiest situations. So let's view.
Resume viewing. 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 Resume viewing.
But literally, it just feels like That's not happening to me. It's literally just me willingly walking up and watching these videos and going to these sites and looking at these things, and it's, man, I gotta figure out a way to get off of it. And I hate that it's this hard to do it. Because I feel like I'm running through topics, but I remember growing up and it was not always like this. It really wasn't. Like, I remember going outside and enjoying the sunshine every once in a while. I haven't left the house today. When I think about it, it's dark outside. It's winter time, so it gets dark at like 5 o'clock at this point, but I haven't left. I haven't left my house. Is this normal? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy slowly, but all that to say, like, I remember growing up and going outside. Like, sure, I played a couple video games on the side, but it wasn't this. It wasn't me on social media 24/7. Imagine right now trying to, God forbid I have a kid or something right now. A lot of people my age have kids, and it's kind of scary because it's like, do they get tablet time? We give them tablet time so they don't watch too many videos a day? Oh my goodness, and don't get me started on like the self-image of somebody. Like, imagine growing up your teenage years with all the insecurities that I know I had at some point. For me to be on social media 24/7 and seeing all that stuff that is not real and recognizing not recognizing that it's fake a lot of the times. Like, I posted my last video and I literally titled it, TikTok is not real, because a lot of things on the internet are just not real. Like, restaurants look different in real life and the food they serve looks different. The girls look different in real life than the things they're posting online, and the vacation spots look all glamorous and then they're really not. Like, there's all kinds of things that are just fugazi online, and I don't know, it's just, I get so caught up in this virtual world a lot of the time, so I can only imagine what growing up in this kind of system is. And goodness gracious, that just seems like a like a wild time to be alive, like a hard thing to try and navigate growing up. So good on you if you're young enough to watch this, and if you're young enough and or grew up during that age and have adjusted well and whatnot, because it seems like I'm a grown man and I certainly haven't. What in the world? But all that to say, I really have got to do better. I got to do better, and I think it's just gonna start with kind of brainstorming how this happened to me in the first place and what I can do about it. Because I think the real issue is the fact that I just don't have much else to fill the time with. Like, yeah, I have this YouTube channel at this point, which is great. It definitely takes a lot of time to make some of these videos. So, you know, that's one thing. It just feels like, I don't know. And that's the thing, like, I kept thinking to myself, like, oh my goodness, I'm better than these TikTok people that are scrolling through TikTok all day, but I'm really not. I'm really not. Like, it's just so easy on the weekend to scroll away your entire weekend in an instant. It's just like 1 minute you're chilling doing nothing, and the next minute it's midnight and you're like, okay, well, I'm still up and I've done absolutely nothing with my day. And it's wild. It's just a wild thing to experience so consistently, because I've experienced it real consistently. So yeah, I gotta do something. I gotta go outside. I literally gotta go touch grass or something. That's what they say. You gotta touch grass, and I certainly haven't been. And that's part of the reason why I made this channel in the first place, because I was so sick of like over consuming, and I hate the word consuming because it just feels so like, I guess, invading and intimate of a word, like consuming, like get it out of my body. But anyway, that's part of the reason why I made the channel, because I wanted to start kind of producing content instead of just taking it in all the time. Pause, I guess. And it really just, I guess it hasn't gone that well because I'm still a fiend for it at all points of the day. So that's one thing I gotta get out of here. And I really just became a content creator, I guess. And that's another word I hate, because it's like content creator. That just feels absolutely cringe, but I guess it's content and I guess it's being made. So it's what it is. But yeah, that's it for me. Hopefully next week I'll be able to actually stay off social media, because I'm really adamant this time. Like, I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna stay off of it and come back with some insights on how I did it and how I guess I ended up in this situation. And the situation of, you know, being a fiend for social media, a dopamine fiend. And yeah, I think that's really it from me. But I hope y'all can do better than I am, because I'm trapped. I'm in this get out, sunken place, but social media version. So stay safe out there. Why my pinky? I'm not throwing up a gang sign. I meant to throw up a peace sign because it's been a long day. Okay, stay safe.